last week, mainstream media, along with both Republicans and Democrats, freaked out over a strange balloon that was sighted over the continental United States. Now, on Saturday, it was shot down by U.S. military jets. It was a Chinese spy balloon. It was like three, buses long, 200 feet tall. It was a big balloon. Okay. Now, the Chinese government says, it's just a weather balloon. Yeah, okay, you know what? I don't believe him, but I don't really care what it is or what it was. I don't care. But people were very, very upset over this balloon. And they had managed to pressure President Biden, and maybe he had planned to shoot it down before. But everyone on social media, social media, shoot it down, just shoot it down. Even had right wingers going out there, and this is hilarious with their little rifles coming out and saying, "Oh, we'll shoot it down if Joe Biden's not going to." But look, it got shot down, and yet the right wing after that happened was still very, very upset because apparently this never happened under Trump, except when it did. Here's Marco Rubio on Sunday complaining that, they should have at least, did a press conference and all that stuff, and this never happened before. Take a look.
Then I think it really would have been helpful for the President of the United States to get on national television and explain to the American people, this is what we're dealing with, this is what I'm going to do about it, and this is why I haven't done it yet. None of that happened, and I don't know why. And in fact, I don't know why they waited so long to tell people about this. And if they knew the trajectory that it was on, it seems from late last week.
All right, and we're also told, by the way, that this happened 3 times under the previous president. Obviously, there were no public notifications there.
I love at the end, deflated. Marco Rubio, his own little deflate gate right there. Like, oh no. Okay. But the question here is that Rubio asks is, well, why didn't we call a national press conference over what, a balloon? Okay, but everybody outside Washington really didn't give a crap. I would say 99% of people were like, who cares? It's a balloon. Oh, it's a big balloon. No, like, the freak out here is one of the dumbest things I've seen. This even put a stall on diplomacy. Secretary of State Antony Blinken had canceled his long-planned trip to China that was scheduled to start on Sunday. And so, why over a balloon? Democratic Representative Adam Schiff called this a, quote, barefaced demonstration of Chinese aggression. Really? Bro, we literally have bases all over the South Pacific. We have to be, we've got to be super, super tough. We're going to crush China. Really doesn't do anyone any good at all. It's ridiculous. Again, these people are walking around acting like we never spied on other countries before. Yeah, of course we have. Of course. Yeah, look, we spend billions of dollars on spy planes and satellites. We all do it. We even spy on our allies. We spy on our friends, and our friends spy on us. Why is this a big deal? What are they gonna find out that they don't already know? Apparently, they're going to find out how insane people are in Congress and how they will freak out and flip out over a balloon. That's what's going to happen. But look, Republicans, by the way, that's just Democrats. Republicans went way over the top as usual. Again, with the exception of Marco Rubio right there. I already showed you that. Former House Speaker Newt Gingrich had theorized on Twitter that the Chinese communist balloons were trial runs for low visibility deliverance of EMP weapons. Why? What, again, what good would that do in the era of international trade. What good would what makes no sense? It makes no sense. Madness. Now again, senior U.S. defense and diplomatic officials. This is again, Newt Gingrich saying, senior U.S. defense and diplomatic officials do not want to shoot down the Chinese communist balloon. Antony Blinken, with $1 million a year from the Chinese-funded Penn Biden Institute, protects the balloon instead of America. They waited to shoot down and when it was over the ocean. You see, they had to wait. Because, again, this is 3 buses long, 200 feet high, filled with whatever, right? Some sophisticated equipment, apparently. You shoot it down over a populated area, you're going to hurt some people. So, yes, they waited until it got over the ocean. Again, Republicans complained about that. Why did they shoot it down sooner? But it gets dumber. Because then Marjorie Greene weighed in. And it's funny because, you know, Marjorie Greene, famous for
Jewish space lasers.
Why didn't she just call in that laser? Why didn't Biden call in Jewish space laser? That would have taken care of that balloon. Okay. But look, here's what she said. Literally every regular person I know, how many regular people does she know, really? Is talking about how to shoot down the Chinese spy balloon. It would be great if an average Joe shot it down, because China Joe won't. Regular Americans can do everything better than the government and actually care about our country. So, wait, Marge, do you realize that is, I don't know, 60,000 feet in the air? Do a little math. You think your AR-15 is going to hit that balloon? Is that what you think? I have to play it. Stupid. Stupid. Stupid.
You idiot.
God damn it. How dumb are people in Congress? Seriously. You know, look, rifle rounds, I don't know if she knows this, rifle rounds are subject to gravity. Again, whether or not she realizes this, whether or not she understands the physics behind it, bullet, go boom, outside. Yeah, bullet, go boom. That's basically the only thing they know is bullet, go boom. Comes out the barrel, okay? At a certain, you know, I forget how many feet per second it comes out. But since it is subject to gravity, there's only so far it will travel before it falls. You're not going to want to be under it when it falls. And you're going to make it 60,000 feet in the air. Yeah. Senator Mitt Romney, there's more, 3,300 feet per second. Thank you, S. Bloom 85, for the AR-15. Again, most rifles are not going to go a mile. Okay, much less 60,000 feet. But again, they're not thinking. Jet fighters to take out a balloon seems like overkill. Well, that's the other part too. The over response from the Biden administration sending these, very, very expensive fighter planes armed with missiles that cost millions of dollars to make to take down this balloon, which I'm sure wasn't cheap by any stretch of the imagination. But at the same time, how much more money did we just waste to take down the balloon? Massive overkill. Massive overreaction. And this is the problem. This is the whole problem with this situation, is the massive overreaction from everyone involved. Everyone. Now, Senator Mitt Romney tweeted this: a big Chinese balloon in the sky and millions of Chinese TikTok balloons on our phones. Let's shut them all down. How very free speech of you. Oh, but then we have former President Donald Trump. Former President Donald Trump was in the camp of shoot it down. Unsurprising. Then going on and claiming that this will never, ever, would have never happened under my watch. Oh no, if I were still president, this would have never happened. China's laughing at us. They're sending the balloons. I'm assuming some of those balloons, are good balloons. But they're sending the balloons with the drugs. They're sending the balloons with the crime. They might even be filled with knives. I don't know. But some I assume might be good people. I don't know. He says this never would have happened, but it did 3 times, as you already saw in that clip. In a statement, the Department of Defense said Chinese spy balloons flew over the United States at least 3 times on Trump's watch. Oops. A senior Pentagon official on Saturday told reporters that suspected Chinese government surveillance balloons transited the continental United States briefly at least 3 times during the prior administration, and once that we know of at the beginning of his administration, or this administration, sorry, but never for this duration of time. Oh, so it's the duration. The stamina to stay afloat, stay up. That was a real problem. So wait, maybe they were just jealous. Is that it? That balloon could stay up much longer.
Sexual anarchy.
I don't know what direction I'm going with this. Other than a bad direction. So let's just let's back off on that one.
No.
But anyway, Trump on Sunday said this on Truth Social. Quote, "The Chinese balloon situation is a disgrace, just like the Afghanistan horror show." You negotiated that. I'm just saying, you negotiated that, and Biden stayed true to that negotiation. And actually, I'm glad that our soldiers are not involved in Afghanistan anymore. It's one of the rare wins that I credit to Biden, even though, and by the way, you could say, look, the country fell to crap afterwards. Yeah, what did you think was going to happen? Either there were 2 choices. Either we stay there till the end of time, trying to lift up Afghanistan, or we cut our losses. This was going to happen. This was just going to happen no matter who pulled out at what time. But anyway, he continued by saying, "And everything else surrounding the grossly incompetent Biden administration, they're only good at cheating in elections and disinformation. And now they're putting out that a balloon was put up by China during the Trump administration in order to take the heat off the slow-moving Biden fools. China had too much respect for Trump for this to have happened, and it never did. Just fake disinformation." Trump also told Fox News Digital that it, quote, "never happened with us under the Trump administration, and if it did, we would have shot it down immediately." But it did happen, again, 3 times. Later on, by the way, just completely turns it around and says, "Who sends $1 billion blimp with the most sophisticated equipment in the world and large enough to hold 10 cars or 3 large buses into a complex pattern over the United States without it quite possibly being manned, such as the manned spacecraft?" Oh, so manned, it's manned, apparently now. Okay. Interesting. Then he said, "China should have been called to ask. If no, shoot it down. If yes, negotiate the greatest deal ever." No more details on that. What would have been the greatest deal ever? And again, manned Chinese surveillance blimps. Why? Again, why? Oh, look, the guy has no idea what he's talking about. That's very obvious. But look, what this kind of points out too is everyone here in this story is ridiculous. Let's just say that. There are people in both parties that were flipping out over this for pretty much no reason. And then add into it people like Marjorie Greene and Donald Trump basically just putting out the equivalent of verbal diarrhea. That's what's going on here, okay? It's the most ridiculous thing.
They call them dumps, big, massive dumps.
We live in the dumbest timeline.